In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to safely jack up and support a vehicle so you can take the tires off, do the brakes, change the oil, just generally work on it safely. Assuming we're jacking up the front of the vehicle, you're going to want to put your emergency brake on. This will lock the rear wheels, and additionally, you want to chalk off at least one rear tire. I just use a block. This is a piece of concrete block. You can use a piece of wood. They also make real tire chalks. If you plan on using the included screw jack that came with your vehicle to jack up essentially one wheel at a time, you will want to look under your vehicle for your jack points, and these will always be a little piece of metal protruding out off the body. On this Honda, it's a little more elaborate than most. Honestly, most of them are just a couple pieces of sheet metal stuck together. It's a little thicker at that point. Wherever it's a little thicker, that's where you want to get. Now, a lot of times, a lot of cars are rusty. These rocker panels are rusty, and jacking a car up here, you'll just start smashing stuff in because they'll give out if it's rusted real bad. If that's the case with your car, here's an example of some other places to jack. This is the inside of the control arm where it meets the subframe, right on the bushing there. That's a good spot. And then also underneath right where your coil spring goes in your lower control arm, or where the strut mounts, that's also a strong spot. And of course, if you have a truck or something with a solid straight axle, the whole thing's a jack point. In my case, I'm using a big floor jack to get both front wheels off the ground at the same time, and this Honda Civic has a nice cross member right up front that has some tow hooks on it and looks like a little jack point. I mean, it's very sturdy. These cars don't weigh much. Any type of cross member like this, you're usually good. Another example indicative of most cars today, you'll have a cross member in the rear as well. If you want to get both rear wheels off the ground, jack right in the middle on that cross member. Well, that's a Corvette. I don't think you got a Corvette, probably not. But hey, now that the front tires on my vehicle are off the ground, I need to support it with jack stands. Since I'm used to working on rusty cars, I instinctively went to just stick these jack stands under this front cross member on the sides. But this car is not very rusty. We're going to go with the proper lift points. Something I'm very picky about that I definitely want to point out: center your load in the cradle on these jack stands. I've seen people have their car resting on the edge of these jack stands, and let me tell you, these things are usually from China or something, and the very cheap cast iron. That cast iron will break. These scissor jacks included with your vehicle are just meant to get you out of an emergency. You jack it up, change a flat tire. You're not supposed to rely on these to crawl under your car, right? So you can jack your car up with this, but always use jack stands. Something I'm guilty of, you may see me do it in another video, is take the tires off and stick them under the car, under the lift points, in lieu of jack stands. But the safest way to do it, use your jack stands, and stick the tires under the car. You got triple redundancy. Now back to my case, I just need to lower the car nice and gently onto the jack stands. Okay, it wasn't slow. It broke loose a little bit. Make sure we rock the... Move them too bad. Alright, so in just 3 minutes you learned everything you need to know about jacking up cars. Hope it was helpful for you. If you liked this video, like it and subscribe to the channel, and be safe.